LEMONIS from CNBC's The Prophet, and you're listening to Pavlina's Kids Place.
I'm here with Mary and Margaret. So can you tell me about, well, first of all, you started the Kids Expo, okay? So tell me about that and everything else you do.
Okay, so for today, we are here for the Young Leader Summit for Kidsy Heroes. So what we did is we invited all the heroes from our website, which I'll explain about that. We invited all the heroes to come out and share what they do to change the world. So we have about 30 heroes that are here today, and they have their own little booth set up, and they're here to talk about their organization and do speeches and everything.
That's great.
And then the organization itself is Kids Are Heroes, which is a website that I started when I was 9. It gets kids involved in their communities to help people, animals, and the environment. So we feature kids who are doing amazing things to get the kids inspired to go out and do the same thing.
That's crazy. So what made you want to start this?
Well, I wanted to start it because I had a really big passion for animals. So when I was younger, we were learning in my science class about endangered animals, and I really wanted to help them. Yeah. So I asked my dad to help, if we could help animals, he said, well, help people in the environment too. Yeah. So that's how it all came together. And so now we're featuring kids from all over the world on our website. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's crazy. So where do you see all of this going? Like, do you want it to expand more? Like all that stuff?
Yeah, I want it to be a household name. That's one of my goals. I want it to, of course, get more heroes, because that means more kids are being inspired and more kids are making more differences. Yes. So I really want that to happen, and there's more heroes on the website and expand, and everyone gets to know about it so they can become inspired themselves.
Definitely, that's amazing. So what is like one of the craziest things that you've seen and like so far?
Well, I mean, for craziest, I don't know. I guess the past events, really, these events, Kids Are Heroes Days, they've been really cool. We have kids one year from like 5 different countries came out.
Oh my gosh.
And like today we have Abdul, who's even from Abu Dhabi, which is a huge deal. I mean, he flew all the way, which is, I don't even know how much of a long flight that is. Yeah.
It's pretty far, I think. It's definitely a long
time. It's a long flight. And he came out just for this event, just to be here with all these other heroes. Yeah. And that's really crazy, I think. All these kids coming from so many different countries.
So I'm here with Remington Youngblood, and you have an amazing nonprofit. Can you tell me a little bit about it? It's called Change for Georgia, right?
Correct. Change for Georgia is a nonprofit organization, and we assist the troops overseas and veterans and their families here at home. And in the past 3 years, we've raised over $1 million.
That's crazy. First of all, I love our veterans. So when I found out you did that, I was like, what? That's great. That's really cool. So what made you want to help our veterans, and why our veterans?
Well, my grandfather was a veteran, and also my great-grandfather, and they are a big inspiration to me. And also just all they do for our country, they really deserve our thoughts, prayers, and support, and we're here to give them all three. So.
Oh, that's great. That's very, very cool. Yeah. So what did you do to like raise the $1 million? Like, did you have to sell something or what?
Well, we've had many different fundraisers, and we've recently received a 100,000 book donation from a company in Indiana. Yeah. So it's cash and in-kind donations. We've received all kinds of contributions from people, and it's just I'm very excited to have all that support. Well, we're planning on just continuing to help more and more people and veterans and veteran families, and just basically the more people we can help, the better.
I'm here with Jack, so tell me about your organization.
Sure. What we do is every year we shave our heads and raise money in support of pediatric cancer.
Wow, that is great. What made you want to like start doing that?
7 years ago, I wrote a book about cancer. It's about a middle school boy whose younger brother is diagnosed with cancer. Yeah. It's about the social and financial struggles the family faced. Yeah. And it's really interesting. At one point in time, the older brother shaved his head in support of the younger brother. So that's what kind of started the gears turning in my head.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have a bunch of people that go out there and do it with you? And like, when do you normally do it?
We do it at the Chattanooga Market the first Sunday of every June. This past year, about 150 people came out and shaved our heads with us. Yeah, we've raised about $150,000 in 4 years for the local pediatric cancer. Yeah. And the author of the book, he's actually in the 10th year anniversary. He mentioned me in the back of the book, and he actually came down and shaved his head with us this past year.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's so cool that like this author that like completely inspired you to do something like went and go see you and everything. So where do you see this going?
I really want to just spread as much as it can. Even if it just spreads statewide, that's just good enough for me. I just want people to get word of it and to support it, and just to change people's lives.
Yeah. I'm here with Olivia, so can you tell me about your organization?
Yes, Hugs is an organization, and our mission is to give shoes and smiles. That's what we do. Every pair of shoes we give is not just a shoe that's going to a nameless person. We give it with love, and we hope to give the knowledge that someone cared about them enough to give them a pair of shoes and provide their need.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is so cool. What made you want to start that?
Well, whenever I was 9 years old, whenever the object of Hugs was constructed, I was watching a Feed the Children's commercial with my family, and it broke my heart, like any kids. And I knew that I needed to do something to change that. Yeah. And whenever I looked and saw that their feet did not have shoes, I made it my mission to shoe the world, and that's what I've been doing since.
Yeah, that's amazing. So how many shoes have you been given out?
So far, we've collected and distributed over 84,000 pairs of shoes.
Wow.
Yeah, to people, to countries all over the world, and even locally, especially locally. Well, one of my near-term goals is I hope to have different distribution centers, which also requires a lot of funding. Since we're just now becoming a 501c3, we hope to, we hope to get that. I also hope to have a shoe drive in every state, and we're currently working on a Philippines Hugs with one of my friends in the Philippines.
I'm here with Elena. Okay, so you have Gab Girls. Tell me all about that.
Well, Gab Girls is an acronym for Girls Against Bullying Girls, and I started Gab because my best friend was going through bullying, and she became homeschooled because of it. Also, some of her friends went through suicide because of it too, and it's really hard. Then I was also being bullied at first grade, which is very young, so that's why I believe it's so good to get this and tell children at a young age about this problem.
What have been some amazing things that you've heard from Gab Girl?
Not with just my emails, because I have an email and I've gotten some amazing stories in there, and I'm so glad that I was able to help them. But it also wasn't just kids, it was adults that were coming to me, and it was really inspirational because adults are coming to a child. So I know that I'm making a difference. And actually today at my booth, I had maybe he was 15, I believe he said, but he had this really big issue with bullying. He thought that his one friend apparently wasn't his friend, and she started being really mean to him and saying stuff about him and spreading into the school, and he said now that most of the school is against him, and it's really hard because he even showed me proof on his phone what texts he's been getting, and it's really hard.
What do you plan on doing with the future for Gab Girls?
Well, my vision for Gab Girls is I want to get it spread nationwide, and I would like to get more workshops out there. And I started this foundation when I was 9, so I was very young, and I just wanted to start it with my gender. But now that I am 13, I'm older, I am actually starting to get workshops involved with girls and boys too.
I'm here with William, so can you tell me about your organization?
My organization does a food drive every year to help backpack buddies. It sends home backpacks full of food to kids who don't have enough to eat over the weekends.
That's amazing. How did you come up with the idea to do these food drives?
Well, I heard about it, and I said, Dad, I'm really worried about these kids. Can I do something about it? And he said, sure, how about a food drive? And I was like, okay.
You have a food drive coming up, don't you? Can you tell me more about that?
My food drive this year is gonna have 10 stores with either 4 or 2 volunteers at each store. And I'm trying to get 5,000 pounds of food and $10,000.
I'm here with Abby, so tell me about your organization.
My organization is a non-profit bully-free organization to help stop bullying and domestic violence and abuse.
Wow, that's amazing. How did you come up with the idea and all that stuff?
Well, my sister was bullied really badly, and I just really wanted to help her out. So I decided, hey, let's make this happen.
So you have very cute bows, obviously. It's like a cheer bow kind of thing, and it says stop bullying on it. So can you tell me, do you have a thing with bows or something?
Well, I'm a cheerleader, so it's a pretty big thing for bows. They look cute.
Yeah. Where do you really see your organization going?
I see it going really far. I'm really hoping it will, because I just want it to grow and make it global.
I'm here with Braden, so tell me all about your organization.
Well, 3B, otherwise known as Braised Brown Bags, it helps homeless and poor people, and I give them food and clean water.
That's great. What made you want to start 3B?
In 2013, on July, I was 9, and I won this thing called the Healthy Lunchtime Challenge, and I got to go to the White House and meet the First Lady, Michelle Obama. And she asked me how I could pay the experience forward, and there were a lot of homeless people and poor people in Delaware, which is where I live, and Washington, D.C., and I thought it was a social injustice that they couldn't eat healthy and have clean water. So I decided to come up with Braised Brown Bags.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's such a cool thing that you're doing. So what do you hope to see in the future?
Well, in the future, I hope to see less homeless and poor people, and more people with jobs, and more people with homes and families to look up to.
I'm here with Sana. So you have an amazing day. I know for a fact you have a day called Natural Day, and I like absolutely love it. So can you tell me all about that?
Yeah, for sure. So basically I started Natural Day in the 7th grade when I lost all of my hair to a hair loss disease called alopecia. I was just absolutely devastated. I turned to like wigs and stuff, and by my freshman year I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore, like no more hiding, and that's basically the basis of Natural Day. It's where it all started. So basically on Natural Day I want to give people that same kind of freedom and happiness I found when I went without my wig. So I challenge people to let go of the one thing that holds them back.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love everything. That is so cool. And I know you have like these adorable headbands. Like we were talking about that yesterday. You like this one really sparkly one. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. So do you have like a bunch of headbands that you just wear sometimes?
Yeah, I literally have like a box of maybe like 72 of them. Like it's insane numbers.
Yes, that's how I am with shoes though. So I completely agree. Like it's just, I don't know. I have a problem. How can people find out about it?
Yeah, so basically the organization that runs Natural Day, which I didn't say, by the way, it takes place on February 13th.
Yes.
So coming up pretty soon, you can participate through hashtag Natural Day. Love Your Natural Self is the organization, and basically its biggest project is Natural Day. So you can visit www.internationalnaturalday.com, and that's basically where you can find all the information that you'd need.
So it's like the day before Valentine's Day, and what were you telling me yesterday about that?
It's the day before Valentine's Day because you have to love yourself before you love anybody else.
Yes,
so.
I love that. That was like, that's awesome. That's very cool. And I know I'll be participating in it. Yeah. So I'll have to text you and be like, hey girl, like, what?
Oh,
so
that'll be awesome. No, I'm so happy to have you guys on board. And looking through the hashtags is always so much fun because there's just so many people like opening up and sharing their stories, and it's just so inspiring to read.
So I'm here with Erin. So can you tell me about what you do?
I've raised money for Haiti for 5 years since the earthquake happened in 2010.
Yeah, definitely. How much money have you raised for them?
Over $10,000.
That's crazy. What did you do to like raise the money?
I've been selling at my local farmers markets for about 4 years, and before I started that, I did chores around the house, and started with a bake sale, and then it was all of this.
Yes, definitely. So tell me about all of this.
So the bookmarks was my first thing I did. I do drawings, and my mom scans them into the computer to shrink them down, and we laminate them and put the tie through. So they're handmade. And then the Love Buddies are actually my newest product, and I make them out of Sculpey clay, and they're a really big product because they have the message that no child should have to grow up in poverty, and that's a really important message. And so I do all different children. I have special needs, young children, older children, so it's really a big market right now.
Definitely, that's very cool.
And then I also have greeting cards, and that was this thing I did after bookmarks, and so I have those, and I just started, I've always loved taking photos and stuff like that, and so for my 9th birthday, because I kept stealing my mom's camera, I finally got a camera for my 9th birthday, so I started taking even more.
Wow.
And so it's led up to that. So
that's amazing. That's just so like, this is so cool. Okay, what made you really want to start helping Haiti? Like, I know like the earthquake was devastating, but
well, that was probably the biggest disaster. That's probably the first one I heard about because I was only 7, and so I went straight to my room, and my first reaction was to go straight to my room and get my $3.08 and give it to my mom and said, give this to Haiti.
Yeah.
And so that was my first reaction, and it led all to this. So it's really a big.
Definitely. Have you ever been to Haiti or?
No, but I hope to go next summer or as soon as I can. So.
Yeah, definitely. When you get there, you're gonna be like, "Hey guys, yes, like, yeah, that's very exciting. That's so cool. Where can people like find some of your photography? Because it's like amazing photography, and so where can people find all your stuff?
Mostly I'm at the farmers market, my local farmers market, or any craft shows around town or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I do have an email, so people can email me and say I want such and such photo, and I can send them the photo.
I'm here with Kayla, and her organization is Kayla Cares for Kids. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, so I collect entertainment and educational items to children's hospitals all over the country.
That's amazing. So do you go to like a bunch of hospitals and just like present them with this awesome stuff? Like,
sometimes we deliver boxes and sometimes we hand deliver them to the hospitals.
That's amazing. Have you gone like all across the country or?
We have.
That's awesome. What are some things that you guys give to the hospital?
We give books, DVDs, video games, and video game consoles.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's very, very cool. Where do you hope to see like the future for Kayla Cares for Kids?
We hope to make it worldwide.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm here with Carter and Olivia. Can you guys tell me about what you do?
Yes, so We have our own nonprofit organization where we go around and teach kids about the issues of plastic pollution and also about rhino poaching and different endangered species and how everything's affecting our planet and us all together.
Yeah, definitely. What made you really into, learning about endangered species and helping them out?
Well, what happened was our aunt adopted cheetahs for us when we were smaller, and I asked my dad, why do cheetahs need to be adopted? And he said, well, there might not be cheetahs when you have kids. And I got upset, and I said, I want to do something about this.
Yeah.
And he said, well, maybe someday when you grow up you can start your own company. Yeah. And I took that as Dad said we're starting a company. So that's how we got interested in how we endangered species.
That's absolutely amazing. So how has it grown from when your dad was just kind of like, hey, we should do that when you're older? How did it grow from now?
Well, I'd say it's a lot bigger because when we start off just about endangered species, now we're going around helping the homeless, doing plastic pollution, climate change, a bunch of different things all together with the whole world. So it's not just about one simple thing.
Definitely. So how did it move in from the endangered species to everything about our environment and all that stuff?
So our environment came up when the Gulf oil spill happened.
Oh, wow, okay.
We learned about that, and then someone there told us about the issues of plastic pollution. And we came back and made a curriculum. Now we bring into schools, and the rhinos and the climate change came in when we went to South Africa.
You guys went to South Africa?
Yeah, we went.
I want to go with you. Oh my gosh.
And so we went there and we learned about rhino poaching, and while we were there we met a few people who were doing climate change, and we brought that all in. And it bothered me to see a lot of homeless people there because of the poor townships, and so I started helping with the homeless.
So what do you hope to go for the future with your company?
Well, I hope that we can reach out to many more students or children and adults, and I hope that things change over the time, like rhinos repopulate and so on.
Yeah, definitely. Do you guys want to go to other countries and experience everything?
Yes, we would love that.
Yeah, very cool. Do you guys have some countries in mind that you'd be like I went to South Africa, but now I want to go here, kind of?
We went to South Africa, now we're going to Vietnam.
Oh my God.
Later in September, and we might be going to the UK.
I'm here with Judy for Dimes for Downs. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
So, Dimes for Downs is when I collect dimes. Dimes come into me, and I count and collect dimes, $20 bill. I would take it to dimes. We can keep collecting dimes for research.
Yeah, definitely. So what made you really want to start that?
When I was a kid, I was going to sleep, and suddenly I heard my mom crying. So I went to my bed, and I heard my mom crying. So in the next morning, while I eat my eggs, and I tell my mom I want to collect dimes. She don't know. I just want to collect just dimes. So I collect dimes whole 4 years.
Wow.
And I got a lot of dimes for 4 years.
That's crazy. What do you really hope to do with Dimes for Downs later on?
Later on, just go on my time goal, and I'll be famous. And I really want to go to Hollywood. And even I really want to be singing and also acting when I grow up, and I love fashion.
Oh yeah, we were talking yesterday about how you really like fashion. So what are some your favorite fashion things?
One of my favorite stuff is and I love boots with high heels in them, and I love the pink sparkly top.
Yeah.
It goes with a lot of bright stuff like your bright lipstick. And one tip for the kids, black goes with everything.
Hey guys, I am here with Amari, Jazzy, and Tia, and you guys have an amazing organization. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, basically I'm a fashion designer. I'm 16 years old, and what we do is we travel around and we do different fashion shows just to inspire young women and men to, you know, they're beautiful without having to show their bodies or without conforming to what is shown on the TV screen. So that's basically what we do. We raise money for benefits. Every show that we do is a benefit for whatever the cause is. We've raised money for rheumatoid arthritis, bullying, eating disorders, a whole bunch of different benefits. So
that is absolutely amazing. And you guys like are her models or what?
Yes, I'm model coach, assistant model coach. Yes.
Very cool.
Yes, I just started and I love it already.
Yeah, that's very cool. And look at you guys, like this is amazing. Do you guys like love everything she designs for you guys?
Yes.
Yes. It's kind of, you know, one of those questions where you have to answer. I'm just kidding. That's great. So you were talking actually with Marcus Lemonis, and he was saying, or you told him that you were like a 5th generation seamstress, right?
Yes.
That's amazing. So like, is it just something your mom taught you and you were like, I have to do this?
Yeah, she used to do classes in our house.
Oh, wow.
And I was 5 and I would sit there and just watch. And one day she said that I don't remember this, but she says that I called her down into the basement and she's like, and I was like, look, I'm sewing. And I was on the machine, sewing on a piece of paper. And she's like, oh my goodness, get off, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
But eventually it developed into this gift and I decided, you know, I gotta share this with the world.
Definitely. And now these are all your own looks, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so can you tell me about like how you came up with the designs and all that kind of stuff?
Okay, definitely. This piece right here, I actually made when I was 11 years old.
Oh my gosh,
it was
I would
one
wear
of
this. Like, what?
It was one of my first designs, and I just had a vision in my head, and I was like, okay, I want to do this, and it was actually originally for my mother.
Oh my gosh.
Who, when I was making it, she was like, that does not look good. And when I finished it, she was like, oh, I love it.
Yeah.
So that's actually a story, to stick with your vision.
Yes.
But also this that I have on, I'm very, very inspired by Zendaya Coleman.
Yes.
And
oh
this
my God,
was
same. I like love her style.
Yes, me too. She wore a denim overall set, and I was like, hey, I think I want to make one of those. So this was a spin off of that. And then this piece down here was actually both of our pieces are from my latest line, Dream Takers. So yeah.
That is so cool. Now, I was talking to you earlier about Project Runway, because that's like one of my favorite shows, and I love it. So tell me about what you're doing with that.
Well, I just registered to be on Threads.
Yes.
I'm waiting for a response. I haven't got one yet, but hopefully I'll be able to be on there and you'll see me on Project Runway Threads.
Well, I'll be watching because I love that show, and good luck to you. That's amazing. And you're gonna have to design for me because you have a cute style. Like, I really like it. So I'm here with Alessandro. So can you tell me about your organization?
Well, my organization is called the Malaria Defense Project. It's a nonprofit that raises money to buy insecticide-treated mosquito nets, and we distribute them in countries in sub-Saharan Africa to prevent malaria.
Yeah, that's amazing. I was reading up on this and I was like, what? That's crazy. So have you been to like the sub-Saharan Africa?
Yeah, we do distributions in Senegal, Ghana, and Togo, and I actually lived in Ghana when I was 4 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I started this project because of my own personal experience with malaria.
Wow.
When I was 4, I had Ghana 3 times while I was living there, so that's the main reason I started this project.
Yeah, definitely. Have you helped a bunch of people from it? Like, what has been like the best benefit from it, I guess?
Just seeing the malaria rates in the places that we've distributed go way down. Like, mostly Senegal, because we've worked there the most for maybe a couple years.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. What are like some future things that you're like super excited for?
Well, I think 2015 is going to be our biggest year so far. Our goal for this year is to distribute 2,000 nets in Ghana, because malaria is a big problem over there, especially for them. And you know, every day my project gets bigger, more publicity. I'd like to see in maybe a couple years, when my project gets a lot bigger, to maybe have some paid employees on the job.
Very cool. Do you hope to like expand even more, like throughout Africa, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. We're definitely gonna we're definitely going to distribute more in a bunch of different countries, because there's just so many countries in need of nets.
I'm here with Liliana. Can you tell me about your organization?
Well, Lily's Cheerful Grammygrams is where I speak to Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts, and we all make pictures, and we put a little card on it that says "Have a nice day" or "Have a sunny day," and we take it to senior homes, to lonely seniors, because they don't get to see their families that often. So we cheer them up with our pictures.
Oh, that is such a cute idea. I love that. So what made you want to do that for the elderly people?
Well, my grandmother lives with me and my family, and so I got to see her every day. But when I was 5 years old, I didn't realize that there are elderly people in care facilities that didn't get to see their family. And I thought, what could I do to help them? And then I realized that my family loved receiving my artwork, so I thought maybe I could make artwork for them, and it did work.
Yeah,
they loved it.
What are like some of like the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts? What do they think about what you guys do?
A lot of them really like the idea. They love making pictures, and I don't have to say use your imagination. They already do. They sometimes make suns and beaches with palm trees, or horses or dogs or anything. They put loads of stickers on it, and they put a happy day or a smile and stuff like that. They love it.
Yes.
Even the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, definitely. How does it feel to give it to the elderly people?
It feels really good that you're sharing something with somebody else.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, it feels very wonderful.
I'm here with Abdul, so tell me about your organization.
Yeah, I have a campaign against the usage of plastic bags.
Yeah.
I recycle old newspaper bags and make paper bags to stop plastic bags and spread awareness.
Wow, that's amazing. How did you come up with like doing this?
In 2010 in February, my school principal announced that we would have a no plastic day.
Yeah.
So I came to my house and I searched on the net that why shouldn't we use the plastic bags? Then I found out that it was very harmful, and then I thought what could be an alternative to plastic bags.
Yeah.
So I thought that we could recycle newspaper and make bags. This is how I started.
That's crazy. That's like such a cool story that you have. Now you have this amazing medal like on your shirt. So can you tell me about that?
Yeah, this is the highest civilian award in Abu Dhabi called the Abu Dhabi Award.
Oh my gosh. How did you get that?
There was a nomination booth. My relative nominated me for the award, and they picked me.
I'm here with Nicolina. So can you tell me about your organization?
Instead of presents for my birthday, I raise money to buy nets for kids in Africa because they get malaria at night, and that can cause them to die. Buy the nets so they can safely be alive for the night.
Yeah, definitely. So what made you want to give up your birthday presents for?
In church I saw a video that made me really sad, so I wanted to start doing this charity.
How many people have you helped?
Over 500 is what I believe.
That's really cool. So where do you see this going?
Normally at church, and they help me out a lot.
I'm here with Ricky, so tell me about your organization.
Well, Racing for a Cause is a charity that I started when I was 7, and I just started racing, and I thought since I have the disorder, I've had it since I was born, that would be a great idea to just incorporate it into my racing so I could really educate people about it and spread awareness about it.
How did you start racing? And then when were you like, oh, I kind of want to turn this into something?
Well, I started racing when I was 6, and I was just like, hey Dad, can we buy a go-kart? I really want to race. And then when I was 7, the year after I started racing, I was like, you know, since I have this, and nobody really knew about it at the time. I mean, it was very small, and it's gotten a lot bigger since then. But I just was like, why don't we put a sticker on the car and make a website and see if people actually look. And a lot of people started, emailing us, and a lot of people started talking to me at the racetrack, and it just kind of kept going from there.
Yes, definitely. What do you really hope for like the future for your organization?
I really hope for it to get to raise awareness over 10 million people.
Yeah, definitely.
I definitely want to get to that point. Yeah. And I really want it to get big, and if I do make it to NASCAR someday, which is my dream, I just want to run the sticker on there and spread awareness about it.
That's awesome. I'm from Daytona Beach, Florida, so like NASCAR is like my backyard. So that's very cool. I hope to see you there. I'm here with Cameron, so can you tell me about your organization?
Cameron's Anti-Bully Campaign.
That's awesome. So why did you want to start Cameron's Anti-Bully Campaign?
I wanted to start it because I wanted to make it up to the boy that I bullied.
So is that boy like one of your friends now, or?
Yes.
That's great. What do you really hope to show kids about bullying for the future?
Well, I really hope that that other kids could learn about bullying and start clubs in their schools.
Definitely.